my channel. This is my first voiceover video, so I hope it goes smoothly. But I've seen these videos of other art YouTubers just rambling while they draw, and I thought that was a fantastic idea, because I love watching those videos while I draw or crochet or whatever I'm doing. So I figured I'd try one for myself. So here's this one. I'm making this voiceover video because I want to kind of present a benchmark of sorts. And I'm hoping to make a bunch of videos and really improve my art, develop an art style, and just explore other ways to make art. So this is somewhat of a vlog or just a progress report, the first progress report, because I hope to look back at this someday when I've had 100 YouTube videos and go, oh, that's where I started. This is really cool. Look how far I've come, you know, that kind of thing. So if any of this content is kind of boring to you, I'm sorry, it's my first one. I'll figure it out eventually. Also, I'm using my brother's old mic, so not completely familiar with this, but I hope it turns out alright. I'm just kind of piecing together different random knowledge I've found throughout the years and hoping it comes together into a YouTube video. Because that's how I do anything. Whenever I see something on Pinterest, I'm like, ooh, I wish I had that. Then I just make it. That's how I be artist, is I'm just like, I want that thing. I'll make it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So far, I think YouTube is working. If you have any feedback, kindly leave it down in the comments, because I don't know what I'm doing. So today's video, I am studying some snow leopards from Pinterest photos. The first one is just a standard facing us snow leopard, so I can warm up my hand. I'm very comfortable with this angle. And then I'll move on to an open mouth one to practice drawing some teeth and the jaw hinge angle. And then I've got one of a snow leopard jumping, but it looks like she's dancing, and I think that's adorable. Because here, I'm kind of representing my character Tufa. Now, it's not as stylized as I would draw Tufa, so it's more just practice for when I draw Tufa later. But Tufa is my D&D snow leopard character that I have created an entire race for. Completely homebrewed, because I didn't like what was already out there. It was good, you know, like Catfolk and the Leonins and the Tabaxi, classic Tabaxi, but it didn't quite fit the stat optimization that I thought was most accurate for snow leopards, because snow leopards are this skittish, mythical being. They're afraid of their own prey, for goodness sake. So I wanted to give them this innate magic, like illusory magic, so they can hide really easily, because they're also known as the ghost cat. So I tried implementing all my knowledge about snow leopards into this, because they are my favorite animal, if it isn't already obvious. I just think they're so beautiful. The shape of their tails, just how thick it is, and the just general musculature of their shoulders and forearms, and the way that they move, and how they just spring straight up into the air, and they do these incredible poses in the air. It looks like if you take a still, it's like they're dancing, and I just think that they are the most beautiful creature on the planet. Which makes me upset whenever I see in like popular media, like movies and stuff, when they make the snow leopards or they make the big cats, they're always the villain. Why are they always the villain? It's so annoying. Big cats in general aren't vengeful. They would rather avoid a fight. That's just how cats are built. So making this Ayazian, is what I call the race, snow leopard character, I'm somewhat fulfilling a childhood dream, I suppose, of showing the world, even though it's just my small D&D group of, how many are we? 5? So it's like, I just want to express that there's more to big cats than being the villain. Like, take Kung Fu Panda, for example. The main villain, I'm blanking on his name, but he's a snow leopard. And he's so vengeful and itching for a fight. It's just not how snow leopards really are. If a blue sheep so much as looks at them or in their direction, they instantly give up on the hunt and run away. Like, they are timid. They are adorable and just little babies. I don't want them to always be villainized. So I'm making this really cute little soft and sweet character. She's very timid because she's a nomad with her grandma. And so she hasn't met a lot of people. She doesn't have very many social skills, if any, and she saw a lot of bad stuff happen to her brother when they were kids, so she's also quite wary of new people. And very wary of cities and, you know, large settlements, because there's just so many people, it's so crowded, everyone's always perceiving you. And so she's just this sweet little stargazing child. Her grandmother, who raised her, was and is a Circle of Stars druid, so she listens to the stories of the stars and the predictions they have, and she follows their patterns, and she learns from the stars and wants to harness their magic because of how beautiful it is. And she's passed on most of this to her granddaughter Tufa. Tufa loves to dance under the moonlight to her own tune, nobody around, playing with the colors in the night sky, far from any city lights. And every night she settles down to stargaze with her grandmother and chart the stars and take down any notes that seem important at the time, because they tend to be important later, and any insights the stars and the shifting of the planet have to give. In her spare time, she weaves dream catchers and she carves into her walking stick, and she's very creative, and I've kind of taken that from myself as a way to identify with her. And the campaign starts at this point in her story where she's grown tired of being afraid. She's grown tired of hiding in the woods with her grandmother and never actually getting to explore anything new, never getting any new adventures and experiences. But she's vowed to never leave her grandmother alone because their whole family seems to have abandoned them. I'll get into that later, but for now, that's as much as I'll say. And she feels this powerful pull to the cosmos to go explore outer space and everything it has to offer. She's heard the tales of her ancestors traveling the stars. The race I've made for them, the snow leopard race, I've named Ayazians, and they are a space-dwelling nomadic race. And something about that is ingrained in Tufa's DNA. She feels this pull to go explore, but she also can't bear to leave her grandmother alone. And when her grandmother starts growing old and she can't keep up with the pace of a nomadic life, she tasks Tufa with going into town and finding a way to earn money and get them a permanent dwelling place, whatever that looks like. And while Tufa's there, she meets some people, the rest of the party, and she feels a connection with them, and she sees the potential for adventure here, and maybe she can find adventure without leaving her grandmother, and that's where we have started our campaign, as far as Tufa's concerned. So I'd love to share more on her as soon as the hiatus finishes and I actually get to learn more about her, but for now, that's where we'll leave her. I'm hoping that during this hiatus, I get to really dive into Tufa's character and even her character design, and maybe I'll make full character sheets for her and my other D&D character, Keyllia. I hope to do like turnarounds and some expression sheets, even those really cool illustrations people do of, like, if you spilled out the character's bag, what would you find in it? I think those are so cool. But for now, I have just discovered Notion. Like, almost everyone I follow on YouTube talks about Notion, and I've only just gotten into it because I didn't realize there would be anything there for me, but then I realized all of those character bios I made as a kid, like 12 years old, with all those OCs I made for role-playing like warrior cats and spirit animals. I could basically do that, but on a higher level in Notion. So I've got the first dashboard. It's got some character art, and then it's got an introduction and some basic info like their age, their name, where they come from, stuff like that. And then I've got different links to where I'm storing notes for our campaign, and then you click on the character sheet and it shows you so much information about them that I get to fill in, and all the mechanical stuff, the magic items she gets. It's incredible. I hope to share it someday once it's finished, because I think it's just the coolest thing. And searching all the templates, I couldn't find one already made that was what I was looking for. So I also want to find out how to share my Notion on Notion as a template so that other people can also make character sheets like this, because I just think there's so much missing from the official D&D character sheets that you don't get to add enough character into it. And these Notion dashboards are so cool. So I mentioned Keyllia earlier. She is my first D&D character. She is a Drow Rogue. She's an arcane trickster rogue, and she comes from the planet Kovor, which is a Drow planet, from the house of Quiana. And as per usual, she was out one night pickpocketing some people, trying to get some quick cash, but she stole from the wrong person. There was this one very large man that she pickpocketed and found a giant diamond in his pocket, just casually. It was a diamond worth like 500 gold. She took it and she brought it to her best friend, and she showed it to him, and he told her, like, hey, do you know who you stole that from? She's like, no, I didn't notice anything significant about that guy. And her best friend is like, he's gonna kill you as soon as he finds out that you were the one that took it. You need to dip. You need to get out of here. So she took that to mean leave the planet. And so she hopped on a ship and left. Just booked it. She signed on to crew a ship on the wharf that she landed on with 5 other people, and that's where her party started. In the party, there was a Gif artificer, a human fighter who had been raised and adopted by dwarves, an astral elf who's so old she can't remember anything from before 3 months ago because she got a severe head injury, and 2 twin high elves who came from some distant planet that got blown up ages ago, and they were raised by their uncle in some woods somewhere. So one of them's a ranger, and then the other one is a warlock, and he's a little too chill with all the killings that his patron wants him to do. But that campaign started so much for me, because Keyllia, just her mere existence, was such an inspiration for my art that I've drawn so much in the past year and a half, just making art of her. She's my muse, I guess. Oh, especially when she got her hat, and that's a whole story. She got this Stetson-like hat, and instantly she just starts barging into places like churches and whatever like it's a saloon, and tipping her hat at people, and just generally being as stereotypical cowboy as she can because she thinks it's hilarious, and then instantly goes back to hiding in the shadows mode. And because I'm so inspired to draw her, and to draw in general because of her, she's kind of my mascot on YouTube right now. So she's who you see in the intro, tipping her hat, and in the end card, where she's sitting on top of the little link thing. Don't know what to call it yet. But yeah, that campaign, we've got so many magic items. I could go into depth just talking about how we used a rope of climbing and a magic carpet to carry all 6 of us very quickly. It's hilarious. This group comes up with so many shenanigans. Just last session, we made one of the characters made this. He's a coffee cup turned humanoid, and he had this alchemy jug, so he put coffee and beer in it and tried to make coffee beer. It went so horribly wrong. It was just like coffee on the top, in the middle, and then beer at the bottom. And then another character was like, yeah, I'll down that for 40 gold, because he's the broke one. Oh yeah, also we got like super rich at this campaign. We have passive income from a shipping company. Anyhow, he drank it, and it was atrocious. And then the coffee cup character's like, what if I add some honey to it? And he added some honey. We drink it again, and it's even worse. Our DM described it as if you take the bread off of a ham sandwich from Starbucks, soak it in black coffee for about 5 minutes, and then hang it out to dry, and then you eat that. And that's what it tastes like, apparently. Absolutely horrid. And then this character goes up and gets this old man at the inn to try to drink it, and the poor old man instantly just freezes, and we think we've killed him. And so we check his pulse. The first two guys who check his pulse can't find it, but then my character Keyllia checks his pulse, finally finds it, and it's just pitter-pattering so hard, like the crickets on a 150-degree day. And it was going so fast. We're like, how do we fix this? Eventually we couldn't figure out how to fix it in time, and we all got scared that someone was gonna think we killed him, so we just booked it out of there. Shenanigans like that happen all the time in this campaign, and it is incredible. I love these people I'm playing with. But anyhow, if you've watched this entire video, thank you! I really appreciate that. I hope you found some amount of it interesting. I hope to get better as I get more practice, and I want to make a bunch of videos over the next couple of years. I don't think I'll be posting regularly, but I at least hope to post once a month. That seems reasonable. But I also plan to post every single day on Instagram for the month of October. I'm going to be doing Inktober, but digital probably, or maybe just sketches. I can't decide. I'm going to be doing some kind of mashup, but I'm going to be using the official Inktober list for prompts. So if you want to see more of my art, go look over there. A lot of it's going to be Tufa inspired because she's my newest character, and I don't have a lot of art of her yet, so it's going to be inspired. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you could subscribe to get notified the next time I post, because I don't know how long it's gonna be. But with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye!